That's why you've got my performance just going, what is happening?
How did you come on Tom Cruise's radar?
Well, 10 years ago, I was in a play, The Pride, at Trafalgar Studios here in London.
Yeah.
And Chris McQuarrie, a longtime collaborator of Tom Cruise, came to see it, took me out for dinner and said, I love what you do on that stage. I want to find a character for you. And then 6 years later, I got the call from him saying that he and Tom were looking for a new person to come into the franchise. And the way that they work, and it was clear in the screen test, is that they don't have a character that they're looking for someone to fit into. They find the actor they want to work with, who understands the process of this world, and then they'll collaborate and create the characters as you go along. So what that meant for me was that I just went, okay, well, I'll just try a ton of different things every day and see what sticks. Yes. So for the longest time, didn't have a character name. I didn't know if she was going to be a villain, if she had any moral compass, who her allegiance would be to. And then that's made her sort of consistently inconsistent. So there's a spontaneity, God, I can't even speak, that gives her that sort of freshness, because I was literally sort of making up as I went along.
Yeah. And that development, that sort of open-hearted, open-minded development continues throughout the film, doesn't it? Because you're always writing, you're always throwing lines at each other. Can you just tell us about the sequence of you and Tom in a Fiat 500, 360ing around the cobbles of Rome, being told by the Italian authorities, you can only do this once, you can have one take of this, but sneakily doing like 1,000. And Tom is waiting for smoke to come off the tyres for you to deliver spontaneous lines that he's throwing at you in the moment.
Yeah.
Is all that true?
That's just an average Monday on Mission Impossible. I mean, they don't call it Mission, a bit tricky.
That sounds like Mission Impossible, just that one scene.
Yeah, the plot is a metaphor for the making of. That's right. Across the board. How funny is it that, of all things, Ethan Hunt is undermined by a Fiat 500? Yeah. I mean, how great is that? So when I trained for about 5 months, learning how to drift. So it was competent enough, so by the time I came onto location, I was safely do it.
You can drift in a car.
Yeah, and then having Tom handcuffed to me in the passenger seat. Now, the passenger seat is somewhere that literally and metaphorically Tom Cruise doesn't really want to be. And
good point, well made.
So the responsibility of getting it right with all the pressure, I had to be like the eye of the storm, just really calm and focused. But there would be times when we'd have, 3 cameras on the windscreen. So my vision was impaired. I'd be drifting and doing donuts, and then he'd be saying lines to me, but I would have to work out whether it was Tom telling Hayley, slow down, like something serious had happened, or whether he was saying it to me as his character, or he was saying it to me to suggest that's a line for my character to say. Right. And that's why you've got my performance just going, what is happening? And going, oh, we're on fire. Having to just respond in the moment. And it was great fun. There's a moment in the car, the Fiat 500, where on action, Tom actually crashed it immediately because it has a mind of its own. It's such a dangerous little beast. We nicknamed it Trixie. And we stopped and he just went, well, I guess that's the end of the shooting day for today. And it's ended up being in the film because it was such a funny, spontaneous moment. Nothing got damaged. Everyone was safe. So we were like, this is great. Let's use it.